Hi everybody, we're going to do a little bit more with decimals. We're going to be working more with turning fractions to decimals today. So yesterday Sindora had the question about the whole numbers, and hopefully I'm going to be able to answer that today and show you some examples. Okay, so let's look at a mixed number, 4 and 3/10. Okay, so remember with my fractions, my whole number stands for wholes. So we're going to do that first. We're going to do 4 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have my 4 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have my parts of a whole. So I have 3 parts out of 10. So I'm going to do my model here and do 3 parts out of 10. Okay. Now I can write this as a decimal too. My whole number is going to stay the same. I'm going to keep 4. Instead of doing my fraction, I'm going to do my decimal point and 3/10. Remember, my place value here is tenths. 4 and 3/10. Okay, let's try another one. This one I'm going to have to make my model a little bit bigger because I'm going to do 100. So let's do the fraction 2 and 37 hundredths. Okay, so my whole number 2 stands for how many wholes I have. So I have 1, 2 wholes. And then I have 37 parts of a whole, 37 out of 100. Oh, we're going to have to do, this model is not going to be exactly the same as these because I do need to break it into 100 pieces, and that's going to be kind of hard to do. So we're going to do the best we can, though. 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 4. I think I have 10 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. I'm going to break it in 10 going this way. This is where we get teeny tiny and squishy. 4. Okay. 1, 2. Just add an extra row on the bottom. Just add an extra row, and that should be 10 then. Let's count and just make sure that I have 10 rows. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to color in 37 out of the 10. So I know in each row I have 10. So I can color in quickly. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Okay. Now I can write my decimal. So my 2 wholes is going to stay the same. I have 2. But this time I'm going to write my parts of a whole as a decimal. So I'm going to include my decimal point and 37 hundredths. Okay. Now we can also show our decimals on a number line. So let's do that. I'm going to make a number line. Let's see. We're going to go from 0 the way to 4. So I'm going to include my 1, 2, and my 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. On my number line, I'm going to divide as equally as I can each whole up into 10 equal pieces. So I'm going to go in half first. And I know these are going to be a little squished together. That's okay.
Why are all of the floor sounds getting
Okay, so let's talk about finding fractions. Finding decimals on our number line. Okay, so I am going to label. Let's start with 3 and 68 hundredths. I'm going to label that as a fraction. Remember, I can also write it as a decimal. 3 and 68 hundredths. Okay, so to find this on my number line, I'm going to look at my whole number first. I'm at 3, and then I'm at 68 hundredths. So I know I'm going to be between the 60 hundredths and the 8 hundredths. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, not the 8 hundredths. The 60 hundredths and the 70 hundredths. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in between the 6 and the 7, right about here, is going to be my A. Okay, let's try another one. We'll do a letter B. Oh, let's just do, we'll do 19 100ths. So I can also write that, I don't have a whole number in this one, as 19 hundredths. So for this one, I don't have a whole number. I'm going to be in this hole between the 0 and 1 because I don't have a whole number. And I'm going to look at the number in the tenths column, and that's a 1. I know it's pretty close to the 20 though, because 19, next number up, is 20. So I know it's pretty close to 2100. So I am going to be between the 10 and the 20, closer to the 20. I'm going to go like right about here. That's going to be our letter B. All right, next up, let's do letter C. We'll do 2 and 55 hundredths. So that's 2 and 55 hundredths. So I know my whole number is 2. I'm going to be in this area in between the 2 and the 3. My number in the tenths column is the 5, so I'm going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's 55. It's not going to be right at the 50 hundredths. It's going to be right about in the middle. So right about here is going to be my letter C. Okay, super. Before you go on to today's assignment, make sure you go into the Nearpod and get some more practice on turning fractions into decimals.